Blessings, Empress Vibrant here. Hey everybody, Empress Vibrant here. Hope everybody is bliss. So welcome to Love Venus Friday. I thought of that name as Friday is Venus's day and her element is love. So as that being the case, let me do a love reading. I'm going to try and see if I can keep these up. This is just a trial. I was doing them on my Instagram. However, I thought, haven't really been doing anything on my YouTube regarding love spreads. Mainly just the generals. So I thought I'll just do a collective reading. So yeah, please like, share, subscribe and comment. Let me know if anything resonates. Take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Obviously, we're not trying to make anything fit around here. But yeah, without any further ado, I've already pre-shuffled and I've picked the cards. They would have jumped out actually. So yeah, let's get into it. So what I'm picking up for some of you is, well, first and foremost, the first card that came out is Wedding. Okay. This situation involves marriage. Now, for some of you, there is a disparity between somebody who's really thinking about marriage and the other partner is quite reluctant. So there is some energy going on. I think it's a back and forth whether or not it's a discussion that should be had. What I'm feeling is that there should be a discussion had, possibly around time frames and possibly around people's beliefs and what they really want to do regarding marriage. Because obviously we know some people, marriage is not that important. And for some people, marriage is something that is a huge goal. So yeah, definitely discuss that. I'm also feeling for a group of you, there are some who are involved in a marriage that is not very happy at the moment. There is a lot of energy around seeking possibly third party, seeking other partners. There's like a lack of attention going on. So I would say if you haven't been paying your significant other much attention, then I wouldn't be surprised if somebody else is looking, wanting to have a conversation. This doesn't mean that there is, full-blown cheating going on. However, what I'm saying is that due to the lack of attention that's going on, there is an element, an energy of seeking validation. There is an element of wanting compliments. There is, there's a disconnect there because somebody doesn't feel worthy, appreciated, and loved. So be very mindful of that. So for those who are actually in a marriage, start trying to be open with your partner. This is a great time to really start discussing things, because obviously we know that there's so many retrogrades going on. So this is going to be forcing us to really look at our shadow sides, dealing with the things, our insecurity, dealing with the things that we haven't been speaking about, dealing with things that we haven't really dealt with. So that being the case, and we're in Cancer energy as well, so we're dealing with nurturing. So that means looking after ourselves, being kind to ourselves and also being kind to others. So be very mindful that it's a time where you can really start leveling up, having those heart-to-heart communication. And especially for those who are thinking of marriage or planning, make sure that you're having the necessary communication before jumping head first into something, because somebody is on the fence. Okay. We also have here retreat. Time to disconnect from the world. So like I said, with that energy where somebody's feeling like they're not being appreciated and stuff like that, it's time to really disconnect from the world. Put things aside, make some time for your significant other, allow them to express their wants and their needs. Also, you do the same. This is a two-way street. This is something where you can start telling those around you how you're feeling. You know, the fact that you need a change of scenery, you know, possibly get down by the beach, go down by the coast, get some fresh sea air, river air, you know, that kind of energy as well. Just get away from it all. It's about disconnecting from the world, disconnecting from work, you know, certain duties and things like that, and just allowing yourselves to just bask in each other's energy and reconnect again. Because I feel like working, career, projects, you know, home life, family and stuff like that is really taking you away from this energy of wanting to connect. You know, I think because you're so busy and there's other focuses, it's just like, well, I might as well do what I've got to do. But there is a disconnect happening. So try and disconnect from the world and reconnect with your significant other. And then we've got calling in your soulmate for those who have not yet met that significant other, or you have met them and it's early days and you're deciding whether or not this is something that you're going to go ahead with, because there's a few of you who are still sitting on the fence all now. I don't know what you guys are worried about. Yeah, there's this energy of reluctance. Somebody doesn't want to make their feelings known. People are waiting for certain things to happen before you can speak the truth of how you feel. Why is that? So what it says here is your prayers, affirmations and visualizations help to bring you together. So for myself, when I'm looking at that, what I'm getting from that particular card is that, you know, you may not be 100% ready to deep dive into a relationship. However, you want to do fun things. You want to be doted on. You know, you want somebody to support you, you know. Go on those holidays, go on those dates. And instead of just keep saying, oh no, I'm all right, I can wait, it's no big deal, there's no big rush, you know, I'm just going to chill out, I'm just going to do me. For some of you, this is because of healing. Now, I'm not saying don't focus on your healing, because healing is very important, especially for some of you. There's a group of you whose healing definitely needs to take precedence, and that's what that disconnect from the world is about. Yeah, with that retreat where you can go into yourself, disconnect from all of the other obligations, possibly go somewhere different, a different scenery, really allow yourself to immerse yourself in you. How do you feel? What do you want? What needs to happen so that you can feel secure? What needs to happen so you feel listened to, that you feel like you are honouring yourself? Because in everything we must honour ourselves. It's very, very important to do so. But with this calling in your soulmate, for some of you, this is very, very much an energy around, feeling as though you have too much on your plate to even give anything. So that being the case, definitely do the retreat and spend some time with yourself. There is a group of you who are more reluctant to extend that offer or receive that offer of love from somebody. And some of it is just a lot of fear-based things. Do I have enough to offer? You know, physically, right now I could do with dropping a few pounds. For some of you, this is health concerns, and that is a very real and valid reason just to sort of say, well, when I'm feeling better, I will get to that, you know, get to that particular part of my life. But for some of you, there is a real holdback out of fear. Like someone's not going to take you for who you are, and you need to be this finished article before you even get to enjoy or experience anything in love and expression and being intimate. Because one of the things, you know, especially this week in Rojo House, where we're studying the 11 laws of God, and the 10th law is Geb, and it talks about physical expression, pleasure, that energy between pleasure and pain, where we understand that there is a level of adversity that one must need to go through in order to grow, and then also enjoying the pleasure of life, because that's exactly what we're here to do. We're here to enjoy and to develop. So in that spirit of Geb, for some of you, there is an energy around needing to be intimate, letting your creative side, letting your more sensual side out. And I think for some of you, be very surprised what that intimate energy could do for your psychological, for your mind, setting yourself free. And actually part of it would be, especially if it's someone who you are very connected with and you feel secure with, there is a level of healing with intimacy. So don't shy away from that. Your prayers, visualizations, and your affirmations bring you together. So start thinking about the type of person that you want. Start visualizing the types of things that you guys will do, the types of events that you will go to, the way in which this partner will support you. It's just so that you're getting yourself ready for sharing that beautiful energy that you have, that you are holding hostage to yourself. So for some of you, like I said, take the message as it resonates. For some of you, there is definitely a need to just take some time out on yourself. And this is self-love for your healing, treating yourself, to things that are nice. Like I said, it's Geb, physical. So, luxury things, have something nice. Don't feel no way about eating that chocolate. Whatever it is that makes you feel good, whatever luxurious events and situations you can find yourself in, this would be a perfect time to do so. And then we have flirt. Yes. So extend your light-hearted energy to others. Well, there you go. Like I said, for some of you are holding captive your beautiful nature, the fact that you are somebody who is quite charismatic or witty, funny, got really, quick lines, you're very, very charismatic for some of you. I really feel this really light-hearted, bubbly energy. But like I said, due to fear, anxieties, worries of having to be this finished article, I keep hearing this finished article. No one is a finished article. None of us are perfect. We're only perfect in the spirit realm with our energies. That's how we can become more divinely led. In the physical, in this realm, there's always going to be some type of work to be done. There's always going to be some type of leveling up. As we get to one goal, we always want something else. So this waiting to be, I don't know, somehow the right weight, be at the end of your healing, and I don't know if there's ever a real end to healing. I think it's a process, and as we peel under one layer and deal with one thing and put the balm on and start the healing process, we realize slightly under there again there is another wound that needs to be treated. So I wouldn't wait for this grand finished completed article. We all are on the journey to become whole. However, there is no need to wait for this. Yeah, you can still have fun, you can still giggle, you can still flirt, light-hearted energy. You can still have yourself a wonderful time at even a platonic relationship if you're really not at that level and you really don't feel that it's the time for you. But I really do challenge some of you, especially those who are holding back because they are waiting to become something else, or they're waiting to show up in a different type of way. I really challenge you to look at what it is that you're holding yourself back from, and start being open to saying yes to going into social gatherings, jump in you know, in the car with friends, you know, to really enjoy yourself, go places. You may meet somebody who is right in alignment with your energy, somewhere totally different. So don't allow yourself to miss out on everything because you're waiting for this grand, perfect situation or scenario to come up. You know, enjoy the here and the now, you know, heaven in the now. Really enjoy this energy right now, opposed from just waiting for things to happen, you know. So yeah, there's that. And then as well, you know, I went on from the romance deck, and I thought, right, let me look into the love activation. What is going to be activated through looking at, you know, calling in your soulmate, what's going on in your marriage, you know, the things around, you know, retreat and making sure that you feel comfortable to actually be extending your light-hearted energy. There are always things that we are learning and parts of ourselves that is activated through different scenarios and different things that happen. So when I went into that, I looked at all of the 4 cards, and I've got some energy here, and then we've got self-love. You realize that love of self is necessary to love another. So this plays right into those, you know, where I was talking about calling in your soulmate. For some of you, you would really love to do that, but there is an energy around wanting to look after yourself and to heal. And I was saying that for some of you, this is definitely self-love, and here it is. So you recognize that, you know, the love of self is necessary to love another. So for some of you, this is definitely the energy that you're in. You're actually trying to love on yourself, and, you know, you spending time with your friends and your family, and that time to retreat on your own and going within is that self-love, the rest and rejuvenation, healing through different scenarios, different things, and actually being comfortable with who you see yourself as in the mirror, you know, and how you're showing up in the world. And that type of self-love is what's going to support you. And I think this is brilliant because this is being activated in a time where, you know, you're feeling like there is a need for some nurturing. So nurture yourself, but allow others to equally love on you. You have your friends and your family there for a reason. Don't, you know, resign yourself to being alone. This journey doesn't have to be one where you have to ride it alone. You know, we're all healing from something, and self-love is definitely up there, you know, as the things that we should always start with first, because when we love ourselves, we have enough to love on everyone else, you know. And we have priorities. And I also feel like that energy as well, that self-love, plays right into extending your light-hearted energy, the flirt energy, because for some of you are holding your, you know, your assets, your, you know, your character and your wit and your charm and your wisdom hostage. And I feel like if you can love yourself more and allow yourself to express the fullness thereof of who you are, you know, I think this is coming from a place of self-love, that way there's less nerves and worry about how you're showing up, and then you can be your full authentic self. Same with those who are in marriages that are not, you know, fulfilling at the moment. You know, that self-love, that care, you know, giving yourself that space, you know, to love on yourself is going to support you. And then we've got priorities. Okay, so for some of you, this is, you understand the paramount importance of manifesting love in all situations. So again, those who need to have that heart-to-heart communication, also those who are going to be speaking about and manifesting and affirming what they want, you recognize that, you know, love is at the forefront of everything that we need. You know, it's the vital piece, or the vital piece of the puzzle. It's like the vital ingredient in your recipe. You know, it's it's vital. So you understand that the priority is to love on yourself and also to love others. And that means showing up, you know, that way in all situations, even in your heart-to-heart communication where you have to break something down and be quite, you know, on point and direct with the things that you've got to say in order to free yourself from everything that's going on in your mind. Do it from a place of love. You're doing it from a place where you're loving on yourself and honoring yourself enough to let that energy go, so that you're not carrying it around and that other people are not being casualties, you know, are casualties of you holding that level of energy. And that's a priority, not carrying on, holding on to stagnant energy, but allowing it to transmute. Then we've got empathy. You feel and understand the emotions of another in the service of love. So again, with that heart-to-heart communication with somebody who you are connecting with, those who are, you know, thinking of marriage and things like that, possibly something that you hear, you know, your partner say about marriage, maybe their experience around it, maybe the things that they saw were just not anything that they ever wanted to aspire to. So even the mere mention of marriage is a cringe-worthy situation. You know, maybe that is where you find this empathy, where you can understand, well, if your experience was one that was quite negative, then I understand why you're not rushing or wanting to be in a marriage. You know, like I said, from that energy before, where someone really into it and another sort of on the fence, like, it's not that deep for me, you know, it's not, you know. And then also similarly, for those who are in relation, you know, in that relationship, in that marriage, where, you know, things need to be discussed, I think you're going to find some real great ground when you realize that there was so much more to what's actually going on. It's not as, listening, true word, it's not as black and white, and it's not as simple as, oh, you just don't care. There are some real issues in the forefront, you know, at the forefront of this, and possibly having that communication is going to allow you to have that level of empathy and make you understand that there are some things that you maybe see eye to eye with. You know, you fully understand now. It's like, oh, it makes sense. You know, I'm so glad we had this communication. I'm so glad that we spoke. I understand you all the more better now. You know, that type of energy. So, you know, be open to that. You also have integrity. You demonstrate the truth and honesty of your soul and manifest love with your every action. Okay, so this is your honesty. This is where you're able to show up and demonstrate your truth, your honesty of your soul, how you feel, manifesting love in every action. So again, that goes back to that heart-to-heart communication, being open, you know, that integrity, being honest to say, I fully get it, or I don't. Like, okay, so you've had a rough time, but that doesn't mean we will have a rough time. That's the truth of my soul. Like, the truth of my soul feels like we can make it regardless of all the countless others who haven't, you know. And that's you being authentic and, you know, holding the integrity instead of sort of saying, okay, and really inside you don't feel like that. Be honest, be open, and with all of your actions you actually can be honest to say, look, I don't feel the same way that you do, you know, but I can respect where you're coming from, you know. And that's an act of love, you know, giving people time to get their head around a situation, let them sit with an idea, sit with you know, sit with the things that you want. That's the integrity, being honest and open and truthful, you know, about where you stand, and you showing that level of empathy, you know, at times putting the other person's feelings first or putting yourself first. That's the integrity as well. You know, you're really looking after yourself and honoring who you are. And then we have cause and effect. Cause and effect. And also that integrity really reminds me of that energy when you are meeting somebody brand new and you're just feeling like you need to show this version of yourself. That you would deem as the better version of yourself. Your integrity your integrity of who you are and your there's a real energy around somebody hiding who they really are. And there's no need for that as well. Being your true, honest, authentic self is the best way to show up. So we also have cause and effect. You are aware that the love you create in your thoughts is an agent of change and the foundation of your results. Say it again, cause and effect. You are aware that the love you create in your thoughts is an agent of change and the foundation of your results. So again, going back to that calling in your soulmate, your affirmations, prayers and visualizations help to bring you together. So that's that cause and effect. So the thoughts that you have in your mind is the results that you're going to have. So have in mind the type of relationship that you want, the type of support, the type of love that you're going to provide, the type of love that your partner's equally going to provide. And this is the same kind of thing where, for those who are more interested in getting married and things like that, and then those who are married already and there's this real disconnect. Start really acting, speaking and becoming the type of partner that you want to see. There's no sense in, just wishing for your partner to be a different type of person. However, you're not shifting, your perspective. You're not showing something different. You're not being loving, and that's what it is that you're acquiring, because it is cause and effect at the end of the day. So take the messages as they resonate, because I feel like for some of you, this is definitely around really having, just leveling up in yourself, allowing yourself to really, immerse yourself in who you truly are and being okay with who you are, and that self-love, and that positive energy that you are willing to give, that you are wanting to give out. Yeah. Right, so in closing, we have some words of affirmation, and some words of encouragement, just to support you through, the communication that you need to have within your relationships, within your healing process, just so that you're feeling grounded, and that there's things that you can consider and things that you can recite that's going to help you, because like we said, cause and effect. So we know the thoughts that you have in your mind is a direct result of what you will get in the physical, So the first things that you want to really be thinking of is, I use positive words and thoughts when speaking to myself and others. Look at that. I use positive words and thoughts when speaking to myself and others. So you see what I mean? Setting your intention, and it goes back again to the affirmations, the visualizations and the prayers, giving you a nudge in the right direction and how to speak and what to really be vibing when you're going to have these heart-to-heart communications with your significant others or your family or your friends. I fill my body with healthy and nutritious foods. This also will support those who are going through a really rough patch with their healing right now. Those who are feeling quite heavy and lethargic, having light, healthy foods, clean eats at this time will help even your mind to focus and to be able to convey the messages that you want, and makes your mind clear so you can act, show up, speak the words that are going to help you. And then we have I live without fear. So that's for especially for those who are reluctant to open the door to love, open the door to allowing people to support them, allowing the situation to become, so much more open. For some of you are really, really like, don't want to let no one in, I don't want no one to know my business, I don't want to say anything that could possibly come back to me. And this is the force that's going around. You need to be vibing on the fact that the people who you have around you are around you for a reason. And you will know when it's time to be able to level up and when it's time to really be open with those people around you. Not fearing that you need to be this finished article, before you can extend your light-hearted energy, before you can have a little flirt, before you can be social, before you can have, some type of intimacy. And that doesn't necessarily mean to be, getting it down in the bedroom. Do you know what I mean? Intimacy, this means being able to bond and speak and to feel comfortable, So there's that. And then lastly, we have, I am prosperous in all areas of my life. So that's right, I am prosperous in all areas of my life, especially for those who are going through that stage where they don't feel like they are worthy, possibly the reason why I'm not getting the attention from my significant other because I'm not worth it, or, they're finding solace in someone else. All of the things that will crop up. This is about you recognizing that you are prosperous in all areas of your life, and if there are places that you feel need work, then that's where you put the effort in. This is where you use the positive words and thoughts when speaking to yourself about what you want and what you believe for yourself and others. Speaking life into your partner, your friends, your family, so that you can see what it is that you want. Because like that cause and effect card, what your thoughts are, what your words are, becomes the result in the reality. So you are prosperous in all areas of your life. And if you don't feel comfortable with where you're at, then you know that there is positive words and affirmations and healing that can take place. We've got the ice cream van. It is summer after all, so allow the little people to go and get their ice cream and their ice poles and ice lollies and all of that, but just that real energy around, allowing for people to show up for you. That's exactly where I feel like this energy is at. And have that real heart-to-heart communication. Be open. And for some of you, this is you just being open to letting your guard down and allowing some intimacy and, flirting and being social. So my lovelies, that has been your, what do I call this again? Love Venus Fridays. So this is your Friday love reading. I'll see you again next week Friday to see what other energy does come up. Hopefully by then I would have had my bundle of joy. I should have had my baby by then. So yes, I'm feeling great. I was a little frustrated but feel great. So love on yourself first and foremost, and then love on each other. Okay, especially within this Cancer energy as well. where there's a lot of nurturing necessary. Okay? All right, my lovelies. Well, you take care, and I'll see you again. Possibly you'll see me before Friday. Possibly for a weekly or midweek. We'll see how it goes. Take care, everybody. Empress Vibrant signing out. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment. Let me know what resonates. And I look forward to linking with you again soon. And all the information for your personal readings are in the description box below. Yeah, take care.